Hello, this is Bashar Masad from MKN Group. Today we're going to talk about how to start your own VoIP business. Um, Many small companies would like to start offering VoIP services to their customers. And here I'm talking about being a VoIP provider, not installing PPXs and other VoIP or SIP phones at your clients. This is how to become a SIP trunking provider, the phone number provider, the service provider for your client. So let's start. I would like to give a quick idea or quick presentation about the VoIP system components. What's the VoIP system? How do we get the calls? How do we send the calls out? Basically, there are I'm trying here to simplify everything. So the first and important component is the VoIP server switch, or the switch which is now these days. It used to be in the PSTN line system, a huge switch where all the lines come in, the lines coming out, all that stuff. Now we're talking about a soft switch, a software running on a server. That server may be hosted at a data center. If you want to go with a hosted solution, your provider will host that for you. But this is basically how you handle the calls, the plans, where you send the calls, how much you charge for the calls, all that stuff. I'm not going to get into details about that, but this is basically the core of providing VoIP service. Now, you need a termination provider or providers. These are the providers that will provide you with numbers, DID numbers, and they will terminate the calls to your switch. That means, let's say I work with termination provider A. I get all my Canadian number from this provider. So when a call come into this number, this termination provider will send it to the IP address of my switch, and from there I handle the call. What do I want to do with that call? To which client I want to send it? All that stuff. You can have more than one termination provider. Like for example, you can have one termination provider in Canada, one in the US, one for international numbers if you like. And then you need also an origination provider. The origination provider is somebody, a vendor that you will use to send the calls out. So let's say one of your clients want to call a New York number, so you decide, how do I want to send this call? Which origination provider should I use? And from there, in your switch, you decide you decide how much you're going to charge the customer. There are also many things that you can do, you can choose, okay, I want to go with the cheapest route where I pay less, all that stuff. So basically, this is how in general the VoIP system works. Now, in order to become your own VoIP provider, there are many ways to go. I like to summarize them in three different options. The first option is private label solution. That means you go to a company that is already established. They have their own servers, their own origination and termination, and you kind of white label their solution. The second one is the hosted solution, where you go also to a company, they host your soft switch, and they give you full access, and then from there you can customize your soft switch, and maybe in some cases you choose your own providers. Most of the cases you choose your own termination and origination providers. The third option is to get your own soft switch, buy the software, get a place where you want to host your server at a data center, and go from there. Let's go in details about that. The first one is private label. Private label, that means as I said, a company is already established, they have their own providers, they have their own plans, they can sell you plans or they can sell you minutes, then you resell them to your customers. And good thing about this is you don't need any capital to start. You're not going to pay for a soft switch, to buy the software, nor you need to buy a hardware or a server or even host it. Everything is ready for you. It's just private, or what they call white labeling. Let's have a look at an example here. At LucidPhone, we do provide this service. So actually you can become your own VoIP provider within 30 minutes. You don't have to pay any monthly fees. You don't have no commitments. You can move away anytime you want. You pay what you use. So in this case, we charge per minute. So whatever minutes you use, we charge you for that. Then you create your own plan to charge your customers. The quality is very high. We charge $2 only for the DID, the Canadian DID, and $3 for the USA DIDs. As I said, you can design your own plans, whether want to offer unlimited Canada plan, for example. You estimate how many minutes the customer will use. You mark up what you pay and create an unlimited plan. The good thing about this also, you can customize your own web access to your customers. So you give your customer a URL with your name. They log in, they see all their calls, they see their charges. They can do an online payment, so you don't have to worry about following up with customers, ask them to pay. You can choose to have a prepaid service for your client. That means they have to worry about refilling their accounts online. And also LucidPhone provides also hardware needed for your clients, like IP phones, ADAs, and IPPBXs. Okay, so let's go back and continue here about private labeling. I think we're done. So it's an easy thing. Many companies are offering that now. So that leads us to the second option, which is the hosted solution. Easy and fast to start, not as faster or easier as the private labeling, because now you have to worry about going and picking. Most of the times you have to go find your own providers for origination and termination, and negotiate a contract with them, how much they're going to charge you for DIDs, how much per outgoing minute. Sometimes some company charge for incoming minutes. There are so many ways of how providers will charge you. So you have to go do your own homework and find your own providers. Sometimes the company that hosts your solution also, they recommend some providers to you that they know they're 100% compatible with their solution. Of course, also you can create your own plans. The good thing about this is it's very scalable. That means you can go get a hosted solution, let's say for 100 concurrent calls. That means your clients can send and receive at any time 100 calls. When your business grow and you want to go and have more than 100 concurrent calls, you can just contact your hosted solution provider and ask to increase that number. So it's very scalable, and as I said, it's easy to implement. The third solution will be to host your own solution. So you have to have your own hardware. So you have to go buy a server, very good server. Usually you have to consult with your software provider. So usually you go and buy or rent the software. And you also, by the way, you can rent the hardware. So there are many possibilities there, but actually you have to worry about the hardware, you have to worry about the software, and of course again you have to worry about getting your termination and origination providers, the people you will buy the numbers from and the people that you will use for outgoing calls. Now here you have to be really prepared to do your own maintenance, for example backup, and also you have to be responsible for monitoring the uptime. You want to make sure that your server is not down. In most of the cases you need to have a backup server. You need to discuss with your software provider solutions for clustering, for how do you make sure that your clients are connected all the time. So it's more work, but the good thing is here for the long run you make more money, You have more options, and then if you go with this solution, actually you can offer other companies the other two solutions, which are the hosted solution and the private labeling solution. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you very much. Again, this is Bashar Masad from MKN Group. Thank you.